Okay, this is a time that you know the knowledge management EBM3213. Okay, it's not like someone say knowledge combined with action is a potent formula for success. So in knowledge management, okay, as a knowledge management student, always remember knowledge alone is just knowledge. Okay, I mean slightly better than people who are ignorant, people who are stupid, for example, people who don't actually upgrade or been outdated with a lot of things. I mean it's a good to have knowledge, but the only powerful thing is actually when you have knowledge with action. Okay, so that's actually the part that where I introduce you about such a model later on. Okay, under our major principle by the Japanese professor. So these are actually where we are actually the core for the foundational or theoretical orientation for this course. Okay. Let me just get this one. Okay. So what is actually knowledge management all about? So in this course, you're going to learn about the what you call this it's not just organization, people, individual like us, community, group. Okay. So in order for us actually to thrive and to grow in this challenging era, it's not just about the disruption of Industrial 4.0, but now we have the pandemic COVID-19. No one actually can think that we can go to this extent, to face this kind of challenge, especially on the economic challenge, okay? But COVID-19 is there, and then we also have, those who are disruptive from the technology. So we are actually in this course, you are actually going to be, to be put in the kind of understanding and also apply the knowledge that in order to thrive and to grow, you just have to remain innovative had to become part of your value. Okay, and then in this course also we have I already drafted about 3 CLO. Okay, the first thing actually concerned about issues and challenge that related to knowledge management, implementation and application. And then we develop organizational analysis. This is actually where we actually having the project-based learning, okay, PBL project. You're going to be introduced, I'm going to teach you how the PBL project works. Okay, that's actually your group project. And then I expect to, you to apply, you have knowledge in economics, in other courses, you can apply in this kind of course and to get done the project, especially, okay? So what are actually the assessment for this course? So we cannot run away, but I already create this as an alternative assessment. So the bigger part, 30% actually from the group project, which is actually the problem-based learning. Okay, and then you have test 1. We're going to do the take home later on. I'm going to brief you. And then you have the assignment. So these are actually the component for the assignment. Okay. And then you have the reflective report, okay, and then you have the peer evaluation, okay. So these are actually the assessment, and you can get the details through the, notes, the slide that I already uploaded via ELIT, okay. So 70% coming from 4 assessment, and then the 30% actually for the group project, okay. So what are the topics here? Okay, you just need to stay close in the ELIP so that you can get all the related teaching materials, okay? So for this week, I'm only going to introduce you about knowledge management. Then later on, we need to set up some structure for the class. And then I can get everyone and also put you in the loop. So I hope that I can be into the class group WhatsApp, okay? So that I can continue to transmit, okay? Then you also can reach out to me. So we are going to go from week 1 until week 7 and week 8. Actually, you're going to have a 1-hour lecture session with me. Okay, so that's actually the kind of arrangement. Okay, and then after that, on the week 9 until week 14, week 12, 13, you're going to go on the PBL. Problem-based learning, meaning that I will only have a consultation with you. Okay. But you're going to run according to your group project, okay? Problem-based learning is a very independent learning, okay, that you're going to develop for the project, okay? And then week 13 to week 14, you're going to have the presentation, a project exhibition, and we're going to do online, okay? So these are actually the what you call the kind of arrangement for the teaching week. So do you have any questions so far? If any of you want to ask questions? Okay, I can go on first. Okay, later on we can come back on that if you have any questions. Okay, let's look at the assessment method so that everyone actually get a very clear, what's the expectation for this course. So I like to get it done on this part. So your take-home test is structured about 25%. Okay, there's a typo error there. So what are actually take-home examination? Okay, let me go through with you. So the test one, 25%, this is actually related to your course learning outcome that actually focusing on analyzing issues, challenge, relevant to the importance of knowledge management, implementation and application in the context of organization. So we are actually having 10 topics for that, okay? So, and then the test format, I structured in such a way that you're going to have a case study and there are probably 2 essay questions, okay? So the take-home examination usually 24 hours duration. That's why Rohaya keep reminding you, in whatever situation you are, you have to be always connected to me, okay? You have to communicate to me, whatever things, even it's involve your examination and so on, okay? So this is actually a take-home examination. What are the rules and guidelines? So take-home examination take a different approach. Okay, it's not the same like you are in the classroom, you take a 3 hours exam and then everything coming out, whatever you recall. Take-home exam meaning that it's an open book. Okay, and then you need to follow certain expectation. Okay, and then and of course there are rules, regulation, and plagiarism. That apply. In order the way that we run this test. Okay, let me just go and see, give you more details. So if you actually go into the details guideline, UNIMAS guideline have provided that. It stated that a take-home test or exam is defined as an assessed assignment which is issued to learners, you student, as part of the examination with a clearly defined and restricted period. In this case, we are actually looking about 24 hours. Okay. And then the take-home test exam can be conducted within a specific period of time, and then varying degrees of access to resources and reference. So because it's a take-home exam, you can actually use the internet reference. There's no problem with that. Okay, but you have to avoid the you cannot involve in the plagiarism because it's actually can earn you straight to F. Okay, meaning that everything that you do you need to cite it properly, referencing. But to tell you the truth, take-home exam actually much harder than the typical exam you take 3 hours, because take-home exam is actually talking about the higher order thinking skills. Okay, not the lower one. Okay, meaning that the kind of question that being assessed is a case study, is a problem solving. Is the higher levels of analytical thinking assessment. Okay, so those are actually the kind of tests. And then take-home test also, we are not actually testing you a memory, for example. Like typical, you have a 3 hours exam. I think in economy, you apply model, and then you answer, doing the calculation, the quantitative part of that. Okay, in 3 hours, contain exam in one room. But for take-home exam, you are allowed actually to reference, okay, to reference book, but you need to have a proper referencing. And then rubric also will be developed, and of course I'm going to go through with you how it works during the take-home test. Okay, so you can use you can do your take-home test any location. So question answers are attempted without the help, so that's a must. You cannot discuss with your group. Okay, and of course it's not you can try if you want, but I always know things, because this is something that we are good at that as your instructor. Okay, so it's an exam, so you should understand it's an exam. So don't try to do something that just earning you straight F, for example. Okay, so just get done with the exam. Okay, and then of course learners have to be organized. You have to be organized and prepared. So plan the time to find data, code example, for example, and then understand the course material. So you need to be able to you need to access and be organized about that. And then, and of course, we are talking about a very good argument, the logical thinking, the critical thinking, the creative ways of how you formulate arguments. So that's actually the kind of what you call this focus for this kind of assessment. Okay, so that's actually the take-home examination. So this is actually, you can find also section 6 about deterring plagiarism and cheating. So take-home exam. Measures, setting clear examination rules, limiting and tracking exam time, plagiarism check. So turning in UNIMAS is actually used for that. So you just have to abide on that. So there's no use to you know, you can't smart certain system that are actually being established well, you know. Like you cannot play smart with Dr. Rohaya, for example, because I'm so good in this kind of exam. I've been running this since the MBA thing. Okay, so just get done the course and get done with that, right? Okay, now let me just ask a question to you. Anyone actually have any issues or anything to ask about your take-home test? Anyone? Okay, everybody clear so far, yeah?
Excuse me, Miss.
Okay.
I want to ask a question. Like, how can we access the ELIP?
So you are from Indonesia, right, Detila?
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, please put in the chat so that I can add in you later on. Okay. So those are from the Indonesia. I really need you to have your name, and then I will ask the coordinator and also to include you to all those courses. All right. So the take home exam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, the take home exam will be released via ELIT, and then you have to submit via ELIT as well. Okay. So any other questions so far? Okay, it's not so bad for you because I think last semester you have done the take-home test as well, right? And I think for the economic student, you know, it can be very challenging also for your lecturer also, I think, because yeah, the kind of nature of your discipline. Okay, but for us, it's just about, you just have to get used to read a lot. That's the whole thing about the, you know, the business courses or the knowledge management. Okay, so this is actually the aspect of new thing. All right, let me move to the next one.